Hello and welcome to High on Sports Overtime. I am Ralphie, and I'm joined as always by my lovely crew. Representing High on
We are
Sports.
extremely lovely today.
And remember, as always, look us up on Facebook, High on Sports Radio. Follow us on Twitter, high_on_sports. And get to the website, highonsportsradioshow.com. We have up on the computer right now with just posted moments ago my full first round mock draft. See what the Browns do with their two first round picks, and all the other 30 teams picking. So let's get to something we didn't get to in the show here, and we didn't really touch on baseball that much. A lot of things happening in football and basketball and stuff like that. Baseball had to take the back seat for a little bit, but we're here to talk about it now. And one thing I want to start on, let's start local here and work out, is the Cleveland Indians. Not a great start to the year at first.
Not at all.
But once they hit this road trip, which the road trip was kind of daunting, in spring training, we're looking at it, and it was 9 games early on the road. West Coast stuff, too. Well, 2 of the 3 West Coast. So, a lot of concern going into it, but really turned out to be the best stretch. I mean, they swept the Royals, and then 2-1 against the Mariners, and then another 2-1 series against Oakland Athletics. So the Indians right now, 8-6, winning record, and they're just a half game behind Chicago and a full game behind Detroit right now for 3rd place. So, I mean, how does that make any sense? Basically, they seem to be doing better on the road than they do at home.
Well, it was a 7-2 road trip, like you said, but you got to think about the teams, though. It's Kansas City, it's Seattle, it's Oakland.
Yeah.
We talked about it on the show how piss poor Oakland is. It's a terrible team. They've traded away all their good talent throughout the years. Every single year they've done that. And the Mariners, they haven't been a contender since the 90s. And Kansas City, of course, we all know the situation with them being in the Central Division with the Indians. It'll be a different story, I think, when they go on a road trip to say, they go visit Anaheim. They go visit, they go to Arlington to visit the Texas Rangers and teams like that. It will be a different story.
Funny that you should mention playing Anaheim. This is proof that numbers can just be thrown out the window, this early at least. We got Oakland and Seattle, who we were just talking about, not so great. Oakland, to their credit, is 8-9, game under 500, which puts them a game and a half better than the Angels, and the Mariners half game better than the Angels. The Angels are currently 6-10, with adding Albert Pujols. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But Angels, losing record right now. But you know what? That brings me to another point about teams losing when they really shouldn't be. We've got first of all, the Washington Nationals are currently 12-4, which I believe is second best record in all of Major League Baseball. And then on the losing end of things, we have the Boston Red Sox right now 4-10, second worst team in baseball. Which of those two trends do you see actually lasting throughout the season? Because it is early. I think too early to panic or too early to sit back if you're doing well. So Washington being good, Red Sox being bad, which one keeps up, or do they both keep up?
No, it's hard to say with the Red Sox. Of course, they've had to deal with some injuries early, especially with their closer, Andrew Bailey, being hurt. But you can't really count the Red Sox out this early in the season. You never know how Ortiz is going to pan out. Everyone wrote him off last year, saying he wasn't going to contribute at all, and he turned out being a legitimate MVP contender, at least for the Red Sox.
That's true.
And with the Washington Nationals, true, they do have a young pitching staff, one that has a legitimate chance at greatness. They do, but they don't have the offense that the Red Sox do. So I would say Red Sox do have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Nationals.
I got a fun fact, and you can tell I got the numbers in front of me. For Washington, to your point, they currently have 58 runs scored, which ties them with the Minnesota Twins. The 5-11 Minnesota Twins scored the same amount of runs. But the Twins turned into 5-11, and the Nationals turned into 12-4.
Tom Kelly is rolling over in his grave.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And then, of course, by the way, this one last thing about this, the stat that glares to me the most, really the worst stat I have on my entire list right here, lost their last 10 to Kansas City Royals. Now, the Kansas City comes to Cleveland starting tomorrow. It's a 3-game series, correct, with the Tuesday,
Weather
Wednesday,
permitting.
Thursday. Weather permitting. Let's say it
Yes.
keeps up. What's the odds Indians sweep this? Keep it going.
I say they can win 2 out of 3 easily, especially with who we got pitching coming up in the series. And, Kansas City has not shown that they have any offense whatsoever this whole season, whether it comes from Hosmer or Mike Moustakas or the outfield guys, Jeff Francoeur or Alex Gordon. So it's going to be Tribe all the way. I predict them to win, to take at least 2 out of 3 out of the series.
Go Tribe. All right, now to finish off this week's edition of Overtime, I understand it's back from hiatus. The High on Sports High Achiever of the Week. Von Erich, take it away.
Oh, the High on Sports High Achiever. I know you guys have missed it, especially since you guys were always wrong.
Hey, I was right the few times when I was
Pretty
like,
sure I was never wrong, but go on.
Yeah, she was right when she was peeking over my shoulder.
I was right some other times too.
All right, well, of course, during the baseball season, we do High on Sports High Achiever. It's the past 7 days of batting statistics. And who has had the best week? That makes you the High on Sports High Achiever. And you got 3 guesses this week. It could either be in alphabetical order, so you have your pick then. We got Russell Martin, the catcher from the New York Yankees. Buster Posey, catcher from the San Francisco Giants. Or Yorvit Torrealba, the catcher from the league leading, the best major league record, if I'm not mistaken, Texas Rangers.
Ooh, that is tough. I'm going to go first, though. Who was the first one you said again?
Russell Martin.
Yes, Russell Martin. I think I'm going to go with Russell Martin of the Yankees because I know the Yankees had a good last couple of days here, and I know they really handed it to Boston. And I believe you don't score as many runs as they did without some help from somebody else. So that's who I'm going with. How about you?
I think I'm leaning towards him too. But Texas has been on a roll. And they've been winning like crazy too. So I want to go with Texas catcher. What's his face?
Torrealba.
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 For Torrey Jessica Alba.
They had a kid, and here he is.
That's how I remember his name. Torrey Alba.
That's a nice trick. All right, well, to find it out, remember, go to our Facebook page, High on Sports Radio, and our Twitter, High_on_sports. And remember, this week only, well, all the time, really, but follow me on Twitter at eRalphieW. And this Thursday, April 26th, for my pick-by-pick analysis of the 2012 NFL Draft. And remember, as always, if you're already on YouTube, so remember to look for the show. And special this week, if you haven't seen it already, a video is up of Ashley eating a hot dog with mustard, which she despises. We haven't filmed it yet, so I'm just going to assume it's hilarious. So check it out. And remember to watch High on Sports Live every Monday night at 7 on the MSC Radio Network.
I don't want to do it. Oh, yeah, that's my puke bucket.
it.
I'm gonna probably throw up.